everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I decided to go in a totally different area and I'm gonna show you how to do peyote stitch. Now there are different types of peyote stitch. There is even count, odd count, there's tubular and whatnot, but I'm gonna start with the easiest one, which is even count peyote stitch, and we're gonna do this eternity ring. Now I did here with silver ones. It's 11 Delicas, but since this tutorial will be based for all my peyote stitch tutorials, I want to show you how to do peyote stitch, and this color, even the size, is not perfect. So the ring itself, since I already have a silver tone, we're gonna make in turquoise one. It's 11 turquoise, and here's the code. But don't worry, I will leave all the description, sizes and everything in the description of the video. So don't forget to check it out. There will be a link to my Facebook account and all sorts of information. But before we start off with 11 O's, I'm going to show you how to make peyote stitch with 8 O's. It's bigger, so we're going to start off with this one, and I'm going to show you again on the 11 O's. So if you are, total beginner, this video will be perfect for you because you're going to learn a lot of things. And then you're going to need your beading thread. Now for this turquoise, I would want to use this gray one. It's Nymo size D. It's basically nylon thread, but I don't think you'll be able to see what I'm doing, so I'm gonna use black one. It's same Nymo D, but it's just black one. And then you'll need your beading needles. I'm using size 10. You can use size 11. Probably 11 would be better, but I don't have one, so size 10 is still okay. And then you'll need your scissors just to cut off the ends. So now let's get to work, and before we do that, I want to explain you how people usually start their peyote stitch. Now, before you pick up, let's see, my ring is 6 rows of beads, so we're gonna do even count peyote stitch with 6 beads in a row. But a lot of people, when they start their peyote stitch, have a stopper bead to have the end of the thread tied up so your beads don't go rolling away. But since I'm doing a tutorial and I want you to see what exactly I'm doing, I'm gonna pin my work to the table. That's why you see 2 pins. And you can do the same way if you are total beginner. It might be easier for you to see what you are doing, or you can just continue with the stopper beads. So I'm just gonna take my thread. Now I took a meter of a thread because I find that a meter is between 3 and 4 feet. I find that easiest length of thread to work with, because if you take too much, the chances of getting tangled up in your work are quite high. So I suggest you stick to the length you are comfortable working with. Try not to take too much of length because you're just gonna make it so hard on yourself. So I took about a meter. It would be perfect to work with gray ones, but you're not gonna see it. And I took my beads here. These are 8 O's. These are turquoise beads, but this is the code. I'm gonna leave it in the description. And I'm gonna pick up my 6 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm gonna take it to the end of the thread and leave about 15-20 centimeters of a thread. Well, I don't know, maybe 7-8 inches, because this end we will have to tie off later on and hide it. So this is approximately how much you leave when you start off your work. Now this here, you would probably tie off your stopper bead, but what I'm gonna do, let's say zoom in and see where I'll have to put it in. Okay, here I'm gonna put that pin here and then tie off the end of my thread. Just make sure I have enough in the end to hide it. So I'm just gonna make sure it's gonna stay in place. And then I'm gonna take my beads here and tie off on the other side. Maybe it's easy if I pin it in place already. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna tie off the other side. Well, you don't need to add stopper bead on this side, but I'm just trying to pin my work in place. When I continue, you will understand what I mean. So if you're a total beginner, just watch, and then when I go through a couple of rows, you will see what I mean. I'm just trying to make sure that my work will stay in place, and it just keeps on going that way. Okay, so here, this, when I picked up the 6 beads, this is actually my first and second row, because in Even Count Peyote, the way you count your rows is a bit weird. So let me start off first, and then I will explain you. Now, when I pick up 1 bead, it's the start of my 3rd row. So I'm gonna skip 1 bead and then go to the next one. Then pull my bead in place. So it should sit right next to the first bead, but we don't really have the it's not pulled enough yet to hold everything in place, so we just continue, pick up the 2nd bead. Now it came out on the 2nd row, through the 2nd bead. We're gonna skip 1 and then pick up the next one. Pick up another bead. See where it came out? We're just gonna skip 1 and then pick up the next one. So this should be our 3 rows. Now I'm just trying to pull it a bit to show you how it looks like. So this is our 1st row, this is our 2nd row, this is our 3rd row. So from now on, it's actually very easy, and how you do it is, see this sticking out beads? So all we do is fill the gaps. Now our first gap is actually this here. So we're gonna pick up 1 bead, go through the first bead that is sticking out. The first bead that is sticking out. So that's the beginning of our 4th row. Pick up another bead and then go through the 2nd bead that is sticking out. Pick up another bead and go through the last bead that is sticking out. Now it's a bit hard for me because my work is pinned to the table, but when you are holding in your hand and you know what you're doing, it's actually very easy and fast. So that is our 4 rows finished. Now here, it's a bit not tight here, but you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Now we're gonna start our 5th row. So see the sticking out beads? Now it's changed the place. First here it was here, now it changed a bit, now it's here. So we're gonna fill the first gap, pick up 1 bead and go through the first sticking out bead and pull your thread. Pick up another bead, go through the 2nd sticking bead. Pick up another one and go through the last sticking bead. Now because my work is pinned to table, I'm not pulling it too hard, but after a couple rows, all the beads will be on its own place. Now we have 5 rows, and then we're starting on the 6th one. Another one, go through the sticky bead. So basically when you go through beads, you just skip 1. Like here, it came out from this one, I'm skipping 1 and go to the sticky bead. Now it's kind of getting into its shape now, because I can pull it harder. Pick up bead, go through the sticky point. Pick up another bead, go through another sticky point. Now, when you pull your thread, see my needle's going up? It's best to pull your thread upwards, so everything stays in place. Because if you pull it on this to the side, I'm going to show you what happens in the 2nd row. Now I pulled it upwards, right? So it just stays in place. Now I'm gonna show you what happens when you, now here, I'm going through with my needle down, right? So ideally I should be pulling my thread down as well, but just for the sake of showing, I'm gonna pull it to the side and see what happens. Oh God, I almost, and see, I'm pulling it to the side. So I'm pulling the bead of the row that we already finished, which is not ideal because, you know, you should be holding the tension of that row already. So I'm just gonna fix it and pull it down. Pick up another bead, go through the second sticky point, pick up another one, and go through the next sticky point. So you can see how it's taking the shape, like here, see? I really like this stitch. I think it's just, you know, I like clear lines and clean lines, and look what happened. I pulled the bead from the first row. Now we're gonna fix that. I'm just gonna carefully pull my beads into place. You don't want to pull it too hard. You just have to let it sort of take its own natural place. Just hold the beads in place and pull your thread a bit. Pick up another bead and go through the second sticky point. Pick up another one, then go through another sticky point. And this is how you do peyote stitch. I think it's very easy, and you just continue the length you need. I mean, I would probably could continue with this and make the length I need for my ring. I could continue and do the bracelet. I could continue and make hanging earrings. It's very easy. These are the basics, and now I'm gonna make a couple more rows. I'm just gonna, when I edit this video, I'm just gonna fast forward it to see how it will look like after a while. Gosh, you saw me struggling there. It's not very easy to do it on the table, but I found that this best way to show on the camera. Now, I already have several rows, so I'm gonna just pick up my work. Can unzoom from here. And see, I have this sticking bit here, sticky thread, so I'm just gonna pull it on this side. So now I have quite a few rows of beads ready, and now I'm going to show you how you can continue on holding it on your hand. Now most of the people just go, you know, the same way, always upward. Now you just pick up the bead, put it in place, pick up another bead, pull it into place, pick up another one and pull it into place. And then once you reach the top, you flip it over and continue. Now after I finish this row, I'm gonna show you how to finish off your thread. Now let's say, you know, in the end you reach the length you want and whatnot, and then you just need to, you know, tie off the ends and hide the thread. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. Now let's say this will be my, I don't know, I want to make earrings. I'm just gonna add a hook and it will be an earring, and I need to finish off the thread. What I'm gonna do, I'm not just gonna tie it here and hide it. I want to make sure all the beads stay in place and, you know, I keep the tension. So I'm just gonna go through the neighbor bead. Oh dear. See what happens, what I mean? I have to make sure it's not too tight yet to untangle. Yep, tangled. So I took it from the neighbor bead. See where it came, so I could go to another neighbor bead. take it to another one. And now here I'm just gonna make a simple overhand knot. I have to find here a thread. Now here I find the thread. It's very easy with the 8 ohs, but when I'm gonna do with 11 ohs it will be a bit harder. Now just find a thread, pull my thread through, but leave a bit of loop here and take my needle through it. So it's just a very simple overhand knot. Make sure I pull it tight, and then, you know, we just have to hide the end of the thread. I'm just gonna go through a couple more here. Where it came out here, I'm just gonna take to the neighbor one, go the other way around, and then take another one, and then one more. And now I'm just gonna take my scissors and cut it at the very bottom, and that's it. That's how you hide it. I'm gonna show it again because see here I have the where we started. I left this length so I can thread it through the needle. Gosh, this is I think the hardest part in my tutorial. Okay, got it. And now I'm gonna do the same thing like I did on the last side. I'm just gonna take my needle through the neighbor bead, take it through another one, go through one more, and then just make a simple overhand knot. I just find the thread somewhere there. Got it? See? Just pull it, leave a bit of a loop, take my needle through it, and just pull it tight in place. And now we just have to hide the end of the you don't want to cut it right next to the loop in case it, you know, comes undone. But when you have enough of length and hide it somewhere else, the chance of it coming undone are quite low. And that's it. Now take off your needle and cut the ends. And here we have a ready strip of peyote stitch. It's cute, isn't it? Now we're gonna do the ear, and now we're gonna do the ring. So here with the ring I'm gonna work with the smaller beads. So let's see if it will be easy to see on the camera or not. I hope you guys will be able to see, because I really like the silver color. I don't know if you can see it, but it really shines, especially when it's sunny outside. It almost looks like diamonds. But I'm gonna do it in turquoise because I already have a silver one, and silver one I don't think you will be able to see. So we'll take our 11-0. These are delicas. Now these ones are not delicas. These are round Toho seed beads, size 8. And these ones are 11-0 delicas. Now these beads are slightly different because this one has rounded ends, right? It kind of looks round shaped, but this one is tube. So when you do peyote stitch with tubes, it sits in place straight away. You know, it looks so much better. And now I'm gonna take a needle. Now I'm gonna finish off the threads that I cut off now. So I have about 50 centimeters. It's not gonna last me long, but I don't like wasting things. So I'm just gonna start off with this needle, and probably somewhere in between I will have to finish it off and start another one. So again, I will start it on the table. I'm gonna pick up 6 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I have 3, 3, 6 beads. So that's how wide your ring will be. Now with the even count peyote stitch, it's easy. As long as you have even count number, it's all the same. Now I'm doing it 6 here. You can make it wider, you can add 2 more, and it will be same procedure, same exactly. There is, you know, it will be just extra bead whenever on your way up or down. So I'm gonna pick up my beads and take it all the way to the almost to the end. I want to make enough of length that I will be able to tie off. And again, I'm gonna zoom in. Let's see. Okay, I think you'll be able to see here. Pin my needle here, Okay, I'm gonna wrap it around the pin. Make sure it stays in place. Now, it's not very comfortable for me to doing this on the table, but I tried to do a couple of tutorials already, and it's very hard to show when I'm, you know, doing it in my hand and my fingers hide it or my hands move around too much. And since I wanted to make this tutorial specifically for beginners, I think it's easier to show on the table. I don't think I'll be doing it often again because, you know, if you're a beginner, this tutorial, you will be always sent back to this tutorial to learn to do the peyote stitch. Now I'm gonna tie off this end as well, just to make sure it stays in place. Now, if you didn't catch some details when I was doing with bigger beads, hopefully you will see again in this one, and you can always rewind. And now we have our first and second row. I'm gonna pick up one turquoise Delica, skip first bead and go through the second one. Now I'm gonna take up another turquoise bead, skip one here, pick up the second bead. Now pick up another bead, skip one and go through the last bead. Now, because we just don't have enough rows, it's very hard to put, but you can see with Delicas, it, you know, just straight away it stands right next to each other because, you know, it has like really straight edges, and, you know, they just sit in place straight away. Pick up one bead, go through the first sticky point here. Now it would have been so much easier if I had it in my hand, and even to pull it in place, and, you know, I wouldn't be going down. I would probably flip it over and continue up. Pick up another one, go. Now I can't even see the sticky points. Okay, here. If you don't see the sticky points, just skip one bead and pick up the next one. That's the easiest way to remember. Now let's say I don't see the sticky point here. You know, see my thread where it came out? I skip one bead and pick up the next one. Just gonna hold it in my hand and pull it into place. Okay, pick up another bead, go through the first sticky point. Pick up another one, go through the second sticky point. Pick up another one, go through the last sticky point. Pick up another one. Now I think I can unzoom a bit now. I think you can probably see it better. It's right on the edge of the camera. Pick up another one, go through another sticky point. Just make sure you're not making loops with your thread. Pick up another one, go through the last sticky point. Now you can see how it's coming. Pick up another one, go through the next sticky point. Pick up another one, next sticky point. Pick up one more, and now from here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove the pins. I'm gonna unzoom. See now here, this thread, I'm just gonna hold my work and just pull it into place. Just hold your work and pull the thread. then I have the tension here. So that's how it looks. Now I'm just gonna hold it in my hand, pick up a bead, go through the first sticky point, pick up another one, go through the next sticky point, pick up one more, and then go through the next sticky point. Now we're just gonna continue. Oh, see what I did here? I made a mistake. I'm gonna zoom in. Here, when I pulled my thread here, I didn't pull it only through the bead, but I actually crossed it through the, did I? Oh no, I didn't make any mistake. Okay. Pick up another bead and go through the first bead. Pick up another one, go through the second. Pick up one more and go through the last. Now you just continue like this until you have enough of length for your finger. Now once you have like a strip enough, just make sure you like go around your finger and see if it kind of attaches. Now I'm gonna see you in a bit when I have enough of length to do that. Now I don't have enough of the length yet, but my thread is finishing, so I'm going to show you again how to hide it and how to add a new thread. Now I will remember where I came out, so where I will have to start off again with my new thread, but it's very easy with peyote stitch because say my next bead has to start the next row and it has to be here, you know, see the first gap here. So my new bead has to be here, so I know that I have to come out from this one. So it's very easy with peyote stitch to remember where you came out. Now I'm gonna hide my thread. I'm gonna make sure that my ring is pulled tight. Come through the neighbor bead, go through the bead right below it, go through another one right below, and then here I will make a loop. So see what I mean with Delica? You don't really see the thread in between, so I will just have to guess and put my needle through and try to find the thread. Now you can see I found it, see the black line. So I'll pull my needle through, leave a loop here, pull my needle through that and pull it tight. Now I have my loop, but I have to go through a couple more beads to make sure it doesn't come undone. I'm just gonna go through the bead right next to it and then go down one more. And then I want to make sure it doesn't come undone. I'm gonna go another way. I go upwards now. Go through a couple beads. And then here, I'm just gonna cut at the very edge. That's it. So that's how we removed the thread. But now I have to add a new one. So I'm just gonna take my spool, find the end here, the hardest part's coming. I hate doing this. Okay, through. So I'm gonna take about 1 meter. If I have leftovers, I can always continue using it in my next project. So I took about 1 meter of a thread. Now when you take a new thread from Nymo, you see how curly it is. So I'm just gonna use my hand and stretch it, try to get it a bit straight, you know, because when it's curly like that, the chances of getting tangled are so high. It happened to me so many times, you know, so many times I had to cut the thread and That's waste of thread, that's waste of time, and you know, just save yourself some time and spend a couple seconds trying to get it straight. And now it's not perfectly straight, but it's not that curvy anymore, it's just wavy. Now where I'm gonna start, see that? Now see how easy it is to find where I have to continue? This is where my first bead has to go, so my thread has to come out from this bead. Now I don't want to come out straight away from there, I have to tie my ends here first. So randomly I'm gonna start through here. Now I have to pull my thread until I don't have to leave much length here because I'm just gonna cut it off later, but I want to make sure it stays in place. So I'm just gonna hold my finger here hold the thread with my finger. Go through the next bead. And pull it. Just make sure you do it slowly. You don't want to get your curly Nymo tangled up. After you pull it a couple times, it straightens up on the way. Go through one more. So I'm just making my way up. Pull the thread. Now I went through 3 beads and I want to make my loop. Now I just have to take my needle, you know, go between the beads and try to find a thread. Here, if you can see the black line, I found the thread, so I'm gonna pull my needle. Just be careful not to make a knot yet. I'm just gonna pull it until I have a small loop. Pull my needle through. And here, what I do when I make my first knot, see, hold this end, and just pull. That's it. And then I just have to make my way to come out through this bead. So I can see if I go this, I can go down. Yeah, so I'm gonna go up this bead. It's just simple math, really. You just have to make your way there. If you like labyrinth, this is perfect for you. I'm just gonna go down through the neighbor bead. Go up the neighbor bead. And then you can see I'm just here right next to the bead I need. So from here I just continue as normal, but I don't need this end anymore because I made my knot already. So I'm just gonna take it all the way to the very end and cut it. That's it. And now I will just continue my normal peyote stitch. Just have to be careful not to tangle up here. Pick up another one, go through the second bead. And so on. So I will see you when I have about, you know, 5-6 centimeters of peyote stitch. So I think I'm almost there. So I have this strip of peyote stitch, and if I take it around my finger, I'm missing about another 2-3 rows. So I wanted to finish it off with you. Pick up bead, go through the first sticky bead. See, it keeps on tangling up at the ends, and I have to make sure it's not tight enough yet, so just kind of untangle it. Pick up another bead, go through the second sticky point. Pick up another one, go to the sticky point. Turn it around. Pick up one bead. Go through the first sticky point, pick up another one, go through the second sticky point and the last bead. Now I think it should be enough. See, I don't want it to be too loose. Now I think I need 2 more rows. Don't want it to be tight too either, because my hands have tendency to swell. I don't know why it happens, and especially when we go hiking. Oh my god, I never wear jewelry when we go hiking because I'm just gonna end up torturing myself. So the last row, I'm sorry, I keep on getting, my hands keep on getting on the way of the camera, and as you can probably see, it's shaking. Try not to do that. And the last bead. I think it should be enough now. So pull it tight. Take it over my finger. Yeah, so here now I have the length I need and I have to finish it off. But see my threads, they are coming out on the same side. I have to have them on opposing sides. So this thread has to end here. So it means I have to add another row of beads. And why I have to do that is we will have to zip them in together. And see here, you cannot zip them together because, you know, they're opposing each other. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take 3 more beads. 1, 2, 3. Now they should align perfectly. See, they're coming on opposing sides. Now if I take my hands together, see how they just, you know, it's like, I don't know, it's like a puzzle. They just go in together. So I have to zip it together. Now what I'm gonna do, I probably have to zoom in a bit. So I'm gonna take the ends together. So I'm just gonna hold them close to each other. So see where it's coming out? I'll go through here. Go through the sticky bit here. Go through the sticky bit here. Go here. This one. Then you can see it got pulled there, but it doesn't matter right now. And then the last one here. So you can see it kind of looks the back of a corset. So now I'm gonna unzoom. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hold this place, make sure this one's tight, and slowly pull this one. And then it all sits in place. See? Seamless. Perfect. You can't really tell. We just see that the end bit here is still not tight. So I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna hold my work, pull both ends, make sure that everything is sitting together. Now I will still continue. See this open bead here? I'm gonna take my needle through the next one. And then pull that in place. Now it's seamless. So I'm just gonna unzoom and continue. What I'm gonna do now is hide my ends, basically. Well, the ring is ready, so we just have to get rid of the threads. But I don't wanna, you know, do it right there. And then I just have to go a bit of ways. Make sure I'm holding my ring tight. You know, we don't want to lose ends when we finish off. Still continue with my thread further. I don't want to take it, I want to take it a bit further from the end we finished. Just have too much length left here. Gonna take it one more bit here. And now I'm gonna tie it. So I'm gonna hold my thread, find an existing thread. See, you can see it on the needle, the black line. I'm gonna pull my needle, leave a loop, take my needle through, and just pull it tight. And then I'm gonna continue a bit ways. So it came out here. Continue to the next bead. Take it opposite side now. See, just the thread just hides between the beads here. Then one more bead, and then I'm just gonna cut the end. That's it, and now I'll make sure I'm cutting the right one. See this? And then I'm just gonna hold the thread and cut at the very base. And then I'm just gonna take my needle, pick up the other side. This was the very beginning of our ring, so we just have to hide it now. Okay. Now, I'm gonna make sure I'm holding it tight. Go through the neighbor bead. Go through another one. Go through one more. Find the existing thread. See? You can see the black line. Just gonna pull, leave a loop, take my needle through, pull it tight, and then continue hiding the thread. Then I'm gonna take the opposing side. Take it through maybe 2 more beads. And then I'm gonna take the scissors and cut it at the very base. That's it. It's ready. Very simple. That's how you do peyote stitch, odd count peyote stitch. I have the turquoise one and the silver one. So you can do it at home. All you need is 11 oaks, 11 Delica beads, your needle and your thread. I'm gonna leave the list of materials you need in the description. I'm gonna leave a link to my Facebook page where you can, you know, have a look at my other works and get inspired to do your own jewelry. You can see the designs I have there. And I'll see you next Tuesday for another tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you leave your thumbs up. Feel free to share the video with your fellow beaders. And I hope to see you again in my channel, so make sure you subscribe. Below the video there should be, like in the red box, there will be subscribe button, so make sure you press that. And you can, by the way, next to subscribe there will be a small sign of bell. If you press on that, you'll be notified when I release new videos. So from now on, basically I'm releasing tutorials on every Tuesday, and I'm also recycling a lot of jewelry, so my recycling projects are on every Friday. So I'll see you in the next project, guys. Bye bye.